Alrighty, welcome.
Let's do it up.
We're going to be whippersnappers today on May 25th.
We'll see what happens.
Whippersnappers means we'll be quick. I don't know what quick means. We'll see what happens. We're going to talk about where to find joy. That's nice. Marcus Aurelius says, joy for human beings lies in proper human work. And proper human work consists in acts of kindness to other human beings, disdain for the stirrings of the senses, identifying trustworthy impressions, and contemplating the natural order and all that happens in keeping with it. So acts of kindness to other human beings, that's self-explanatory. Disdain for the stirrings of the senses. This, I think he's disdain, like I don't like it, I disdain the stirrings of the senses. So I think that's like we're seeking the balance, and then when it's moving and fluctuating off, like that's where we're saying like no, like I don't want to go. Like I can experience it, like if it's like this emotional thing or
I will go through emotions if they happen to me, but I do not want to go through emotions.
Yeah, like and I don't want to get taken away by them. I want to keep it more balanced in its center. Identifying trustworthy impressions.
Here's the impressions thing. Like impressions are identifying trustworthy impressions. So trustworthy, I see. So like trustworthy things that you stumble upon.
Thoughts would be an impression for example.
Sure, or people or other
what people say.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah.
But trustworthy impressions is thoughts. That's
is the content of this thought representing something true or not true?
Yes. And then hopefully you're running it through your guiding principles of what true, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a true for everyone, not everyone, but like it's a fair truth for everyone, or the truth is fair to everyone. I would say that like that maybe.
Yeah. Like it's not like, is this my personal truth?
Yes.
It's like, is this the truth of like from a third party point of view type of thing?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the last one was contemplating the natural order and all that happens in keeping with it.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think more of like a spirituality type of like being.
Or like natural order makes me think of like how the world works and how the world is in the solar system and how the solar system is in the universe. Like it just makes me think of that and like thinking of like.
That's what I'm thinking about spirituality. Like how does this work?
Okay.
Like I would call spirituality non-duality, right? Or one of spiritualities could be non-duality, which is understanding how this whole thing works, right? Even this is in some way spirituality in the way like it's explaining how it works. I get it. This could be like, oh no, this is philosophy. Yes, but also it's philosophy is like explaining how the systems works, but like but all the systems exists in this encompassing thing, and that's I would say it's the spirituality, that bigger thing.
I was trying to think about spirituality and philosophy like a few months back. I think I did some brainstorming about it, just trying to come up with definitions for the two of them because they seem so. I can't tell if like one is like a parent topic of another, or if they're like sister topics. Or if they're just different, and sister, I guess, would be like different flavors of the same thing. But they seemed very related to me.
They're related. They're related in the way that I think that there is like a line in the sand, and the spirituality is the thing that we can no longer explain with thoughts or with our even with our voices or with our language. It's that thing that we go, I know there is this thing that exists People call it God, people call it spirituality, people call it angels, people call it non-duality, whatever the reality, present moment, consciousness, all of those things are the things that if we name them with these things, with these words, they are not that. That's the closest thing we can come to describe that thing that we all feel with and know that there is something more than this, or not more than this, but that this is part of that whole thing, right? And we're in it and we cannot express it. That's that line of spirituality. Line this way is more of like how it all works in here or how it could work, and I feel like that's more of philosophy.
So philosophy would be like actually describing how things in the phenomenal world work, and spirituality is the space within which the phenomena appear.
Yeah, it's unknown. It's unknown, and it's unexplainable. It's undescribable. Because all of those things are
within it.
Yeah. Therefore, we're in a hierarchy, and we can know that we're in hierarchy, and the hierarchy goes someplace. And then we're assuming that there is some sort of a unity of a hierarchy at the top that we can't really explain, and we call it spirituality.
So in that case, spirituality would be the parent topip, and philosophy would be nested underneath it. As 100%. Like, hey, this is talking about how all of the systems work inside of this bigger thing, and the bigger thing is spirituality.
100%. I feel that's how when I say 100%, I mean that's how it makes sense in me.
Okay.
Because the philosophy can never be right. There's another philosophical concept about philosophies, that no philosophy is actually right. And especially when they say this philosophy is the one that applies to everything, that by definition is not making it correct. And so really philosophy is like these different philosophies are these different explanations of the one thing that we are unable to actually describe and explain. So it's like these are the ways to talk about this unexplainable
Maybe
thing.
The philosophies are like the maps, and spirituality is the territory. And so you can get close, like the map is not the territory. I hear. Okay, keep going. I mean, that's essentially the idea.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree with some of it. I like it. But what you said about the spirituality is the territory, I would say. I say that the present moment is the territory.
Yes, well, you might say that the present moment is the thing that spirituality is talking about.
Right, but spirituality is only trying to like hint on it. It can never be talked about. So it's like spirituality in me represents something that we can't really describe it. It's this undescribable.
And so that's why I'm just using the word territory, or using that word to say that's the territory. Yes, but yes, you could say present moment too.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, that went into an interesting place.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, very
good. You wrap that up? Okay. Yeah. So Ryan says, when dog trainers are brought in to work with a dysfunctional or unhappy dog, they usually start with one question. Do you take it for walks? They ask because dogs were bred to do certain tasks, to do work. And when deprived of this essential part of their nature, they suffer and act out. This is true no matter how spoiled and nice their life might be. The same is true for humans. When you hear the Stoics brush aside certain emotions or material luxuries, it's not because they don't enjoy them. It's not because the Stoic life is one bereft of happiness or fun. The Stoics simply mean to help us find our essence, to experience the joy of proper human work. So to remind us, proper human work is acts of kindness to other humans, disdain for the stirrings of the senses, identifying trustworthy impressions, and contemplating the natural order and all that happens in keeping with it.
That's a good one.
And it all wraps up to today's topic, which is where to find joy.
Joy.
All right, let's have a joyful day, and we'll see you here tomorrow for more Stoic thoughts.